thy brother shall trespass against thee, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established. If thy brother shall trespass against thee, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of two or three witnesses every word may be established.
My dear friends, today we are in the 23rd Sunday of the ordinary season. Therefore, today we have a very interesting reading, which I can say is the heart of Christianity, namely interpersonal relationship and forgiveness. A well-known subject of discussion among the learned Jews during the time of Jesus was how the law could be summarized in a single commandment and made more practical for day-to-day life of the people. Jesus also participated in such discussions, and Jesus in fact reached his own conclusion, namely love of God and love of neighbor. And St. Paul rightly in his exhortation to the Christians of Rome summarizes the entire law in a single command of loving one's neighbor as oneself. In other words, living by this rule means that one will ipso facto automatically be fulfilling the law. In today's gospel, Jesus gives us another instruction in dealing with the whole scheme of action for the mending broken relationship with one another. The procedure suggested by Jesus is rooted in the Old Testament and is full of practical wisdom. My dear friends, first and foremost, if we feel that someone has wronged us or hurt us, we need to resolve the situation privately through direct dialogue with that person. We should immediately try to settle the problem instead of brooding and building grudges and falling sick. This is fatal. It can poison us, our mind and heart. Therefore, Jesus tells to settle the matter privately and personally. Secondly, if the problem prevails after personal and private attempts, then Jesus suggests Deuteronomy chapter 19 verse 15. This is the second step. It is a process of reconciliation. A third person is needed to solve the problem, a common person. And thirdly, if even that person fails to reconcile, fails to bring in harmony, then the community comes in, because troubles are settled not by argument, by legalism. We need to settle the problem with the people around us. And even if that fails, then consider the person non-existent. Don't bother about that person. Don't think about that person. In other words, the entire purpose of action proposed by Jesus is to remove every stumbling block, every obstacle to bring back those who have strayed like a good shepherd. Yes, my dear friends, Mother Mary is an example of love and forgiveness. All readings of today remind us of the importance of loving and fulfilling our responsibilities. Therefore, we need to ask ourselves, how faithful are we in being prophetic and bringing those who are away from God, who are undergoing a turmoil because of broken relationship? We as Christians, are we people who unite or who divide? Let us introspect and answer our Lord. Let us be people who forgive, who love, who bear witness to Jesus and his preaching and teaching.
If thy brother shall trespass against thee, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one